Hey, Speakeasily gang. This is Odessa Lil, your mistress of quarantine. I just wanted to check in and say thank you for listening. There's a lot of things you could be doing with your free time right now, and please, don't tell me about what those things might be. We ask of you one small favor. If we've made you laugh or think about schlock cinema in any sort of amusing way, please leave us a review on the iTunes or the Spotify. Help us help others to help us too. You might be interested to know that we now have Speakeasily merch. That's right, Speakeasily, the merchandising. Head over to TeePublic to see our ever-growing array of designs that you can buy on t-shirts, mugs, stickers, and a bunch of other junk. Find the link at speakeasily.tv. Show your schlock pride and boogie till you puke.
Speakeasily versus the 80s.
Welcome to Speakeasily versus the 80s. Join us on our descent into the best of the worst of the best of the 1980s. Every episode, we spelunk our way into the dark and forgotten caves of schlock, looking for the lost golden turds of our culture, hoping to find out why we're the perverts we are today. I'm Odessa Lil, beaming to you from an undisclosed location in the Central Galaxy. Oh, wait. What is that? What? I already said Fresno? Okay. An undisclosed location in Fresno. It's a big place, so just try to find us. With me, as always, are my trusty comedy life partners, Klingon Vanna White and Shecky Davis Jr.
Hello.
Greetings and salutations.
How you guys doing?
I'm doing okay. It's been quite an experience, the whole shelter in place. How about you, Vanna? How you doing?
I'm okay. I mean, I've been like aggressively gardening. I've met all the squirrels in the backyard.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
First name basis with all of them.
Like that asshole, that other asshole,
Right.
that dick.
So on a serious note, how are your toilet paper your toilet paper coffers? How are they doing?
I'm doing okay. I got a big ass box delivered from the evil Amazon.
Oh, yeah.
The
Okay.
toilet paper?
Yeah, you can do that. The box was so much bigger than I expected. It's like I think it's the largest box that they will ship, and it's so big, and it's actually difficult for me to pick it up and move it.
You're the problem, Klingon. You're
I
why I
know.
can't buy toilet paper. I've been shitting out the window.
Oh my lord.
And you're in a basement.
Yes, I get really high up on this ladder and there's like this little slit window. It's
Kind of like
hard to do.
you kind of
It's
like
good for the garden.
you kind of like waffle push it through the screen.
Yeah, yes. We're waffle stomping it out the window.
Yeah. Odessa. So then that means we're gonna have to go raid Klingon's house and take her toilet paper.
Bet we are.
That's fine. I have a bidet
Annexing your
also.
toilet paper.
I really think that's a movie. That's a movie right there. The toilet paper heist.
The great toilet paper heist of 2020,
There you go.
starring Shecky Davis Jr.
It's like Ocean's 11, but with toilet paper.
It's like Oceans 1 and 2.
No, just 2.
Just 2. Oceans number
Just
2.
number 2.
Ocean's number 2.
The
Jackie's
poop
number
joke.
2.
Well, we've flogged this horse to death. Today, we have two
No.
special guests, all the way from Liverpool, England. It's fashion photographer and blogger Lal Gall and Jonfen Parker, the host of the podcast Bat Minute and Hedwig and the Angry Inch.
Hello. I was going to bring you all some toilet paper, but it sounds like you've got more than enough.
Well, one of us does.
We have many asses to feed.
Oh, what? It doesn't work that way, Klingon. I keep telling you.
I mean, I
Goes
guess
the other side.
no, you can eat it. I guess.
Why not? Let's all give it a shot.
Well,
Oh,
That's what the
Go for
ballet
it.
dancers do.
Wow. Wow. Okay. Well, one good thing is I have to say that I installed the bidet in my house, so I am extra continental now. So
Oh.
neener.
Is your behind minty fresh?
No, we got one of those cheap ones. So
Oh, it's the cold water.
yeah, it's just the cold water, and I'm thinking like the first like spritz, you're like, oh, that's cold, and then after that, you're like, yes, yes,
Yeah,
and
you
then
get numb.
and then yeah, then people are always like, those with bad friends that have it, and they're like, hey, you want to start that stream slow, and I'm like, okay, but it doesn't clean anything, so I'm just like definitely like blasting it, just like
Yeah, you're
blasting
gonna
that
pull
brown
on
eye,
and blaster.
blasting that
Just
brown
make
eye.
it, so it happens fast.
Yep,
You gotta pressure wash that ass.
I do. It's
I think
quite.
you should add a little bit of mouthwash to the water, just to get that minty feel,
Oh
a
my
little
God.
tingle.
Yeah, tingles.
Menthol.
I think you're onto something.
I have a Bio Bidet 2000.
Love it.
Fuck is that?
You need power for it.
Wow.
And yeah, so like it has a little control panel, and it heats the seat, it heats the water, it does everything but sing to you. You can adjust, the like where the little spray goes and how warm the water is, how hard it goes. It has an enema setting.
Oh,
Awesome. Is it one of those ones
Yes.
that blows warm air on your asshole too?
Oh yeah, it does that too.
It dries you.
But it has like this amazing cornholio setting.
That's great.
where it spirals the water really fast, and so it'll give you an enema.
So basically, you have that weird kind of like Caesar's Palace display, coming out of your toilet with like lights and shit.
Well, if the Caesar's Palace display was like the size of an iPhone, yeah.
Wow, you've got to take pictures of this, because when I installed it, and I was gonna send this to you guys, but I thought no, that might really test our friendship. So I have a picture of like Paul like taking a video of me doing it the first time, and it's pretty weird. And we didn't have to like adjust it or anything. Like the when we turned it on, that spray knew exactly where it was going. Like it was like.
It's got a
pro.
heat-seeking device. Yeah.
A shit-seeking device.
Brown eye.
This is amazing. In England, nobody has one of these things.
Oh, you got to
Really?
get one. You got to get it on. I think we got ours on eBay, because
my God.
the one that we got is a little expensive,
No.
but you just got to look around. And the one that we got before that one that got burned
Broken?
out.
No, broken.
Yeah.
You
Well,
broke
after
it.
3 years,
Yeah, sure, 3
but
years.
it was basically like some guy, some plumber. The story was some plumber put it in at an old lady's house, and she didn't like it, so he boxed it up and put it on eBay.
I
And we
don't
got-
like it. Oh.
This
Put
is
the wrong
not
setting.
right.
She didn't have the cornholio, that's why.
Oh yeah, you need that. You need that on.
one had
Or
turbo power.
or
That
maybe
was
she
like
liked it too much and she had to get rid of it, or she'd never leave a bathroom.
I did have a friend as a child who had one in their house, and I remember my brother was thinking it was for washing his feet.
Love it.
So he washed his feet in it. I had to explain to him what it was for.
No, that's so funny you say that, because I say people in England don't have them. That we associate them usually with like going abroad, you're going on holiday, going on
Mm.
vacation. So that's what I used to use them for in hotels when
Oh,
we'd go on
God. You did it
vacation.
too?
Yeah, I'd go to
Yeah,
the beach, and then I'd get back from the beach, and I'd want to get the sand off my feet, so I'd put them in there.
That's what I thought they were too when I was a kid going to Hungary. Like I'd never seen one before, so I started to totally play with it. My parents were like, "Yeah, that's not what that's for."
Yeah, so
Hey, it works.
Was coming in every day, and it's like, why is all this sand? Are these people shitting sand? What's happening?
I mean, I think it's kind of cool though, because it can serve a dual purpose, and you could probably turn it on and let your dog, drink from the stream, if you don't
Aw.
want to have them actually going into the toilet. That could be kind of cool too,
I know yours will go on, won't it? If you're not sitting on the seat,
Oh yeah, we could turn the
Yeah.
valve and it'll pop up. And,
it'll give you right in the face.
Yeah.
The ours you have to be sitting on the seat. There's no way to get the
Wow.
arm to pop out of the seat unless you're sitting on it.
Yeah, it has a trigger. It's a trigger.
Yeah, and it has to be a certain weight. Like I've tried to do it like just by resting my foot on it and stuff like that, or
Wow.
what? Like, and it's just like, no, that's bullshit.
That is not an ass.
Yeah, this is not. I only come out for the goods.
I love that you're doing scientific experiments with your bidet.
Ass
like-
recognition technology
Yeah.
every day.
Yeah.
It exists. There are smart toilets.
You've got to register your butthole to it, so
Yeah.
it won't activate unless it's the owner.
Yeah, it's like
It's like that.
one of those eye things.
It's like that. It's like that Judge Dredd gun from the movie, the awful Stallone movie. Speaking of movies,
Oh man, this has been Bidet Corner. Thanks for joining us. Look, well, Jonfen, you've really done us a dirty here.
Well, the bidet talk is washed away.
Yeah, now we're even. Because you chose Troll 2, a cautionary tale about what happens when you let Italians go to Utah.
yeah, yeah.
Troll 2 is a masterpiece. I'm going to get that out of the way right now.
God.
It's one of the greatest films ever made.
Okay,
Okay.
Thriller.
that's all I
Wow.
can say. Okay, show's over.
Okay.
Goodbye, everybody.
Quick note for our skeptics and our sticklers. Troll 2 was released in 1990, but it was actually filmed in 1989, so it counts. Okay, it
Yeah.
counts.
You can
Yeah,
show
I
as
asked
well.
I was getting ready to watch it, and I was like, "Do I have to?" And I was like, "Okay." And then I thought, "Oh, yay! I found a loophole." And I called her, and I'm like, "Look, it wasn't released in the '80s. We can't watch it." She's like, "Nope." And I was like, "Damn it!"
Filmed in 89.
I think everyone needs to watch this. This is in my holy trinity of shit movies. There's The
Ooh.
Room, this, and Samurai Cop.
Oh,
Yeah.
Oh, very good.
Samurai.
Yeah.
Lord.
Those are all like movies that are excellent party movies. Like you watch them in a room full of people.
Yeah.
That's how we saw all of those, actually. So,
Yeah.
yeah, there you go. Proof.
There you go. Scientific fact.
The first time we saw this was exactly the same. We didn't know what it was. Did our friend show us it? Was it Niall, actually, my
think-
co-host on Bat Minute?
First time we saw it, we'd seen that infamous scene where he's like, "They're eating her, then they're gonna eat me too."
Oh my God!
So we saw that and we were like, right, we've got to watch this film.
And there's like a fly on his face. for
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
Gross. Oh, it's so gross. It's royalty free now, like it's everywhere. So I think you can use it and not get copyright stricken or anything. I don't think it matters anymore.
I'm not scared of these trolls.
I'm afraid of no
I'm afraid
trolls.
of trolls.
Yes.
Actually, they're not trolls though. Remember, they're goblins.
They're goblins. Yeah.
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 Logic there.
Do you know the story behind that?
Yeah,
Why don't you tell us? Get
Yeah.
us started here.
yes, please.
As far as I remember, anyway, it's basically the studio saw this and were like, no, this is a piece of shit. We're not releasing this. And then they changed their mind of like, right, what we can do is we can tie it into that other movie that came out a few years ago that has nothing in common with this whatsoever. Troll. So we can just put 2 at the end. It'll be fine. People will go see it. It'll be all right. So even though they didn't reshoot anything, they didn't change anything, it constantly says goblins. It's called Troll 2.
Yes,
In fact, the town is even goblin backwards.
Nilbog.
Nilbog.
So there's this great moment in the documentary where someone in the audience asks the director, the Italian shithead Claudio Fragasso.
Okay, hold on. So we only had to watch the movie, not the documentary, right?
Do you want me to stick
Yeah.
to canon?
Nah, go through it.
Okay,
Because like I
think
didn't think people knew that there was an actual documentary about this movie. 'Cause, like,
there is. It's
that's
called
not-
The Best Worst Movie.
that's kind of
I
cool,
had-
actually.
Highly recommended. It's made by the child actor in this movie. He directs it. He's actually gone on to have like his own filmmaking career. But yeah, the little boy,
Wasn't that the only movie he's been in, or was that the little kid?
the little Joshua, the like golly
Exactly
gee.
what-
Yeah.
The hero.
He never acted after this, right?
No, he did, and he made a lot of movies.
But who
like
did?
he's a filmmaker.
There was someone.
To be
There was.
fair, he's
uh,
one of the stronger actors of the piece.
Yeah.
He's the only real actor.
Yeah, and there's a story behind that too. So
Right. Exactly. Well, okay. In the documentary that he made about this movie, this childhood trauma of his. There's someone in the audience asks the director, like, how come it's called Troll 2 when there's no trolls in it? And the director doesn't even understand what he's talking about. He's like, what do you mean? What are you fucking talking about? Like, he's got such a fucking attitude about it. And like someone has to tell him next to him, they're like whispering in his ear, like, you have goblins in your movie.
Same shit.
Yeah, that's exactly what he is. He's like, what's the difference? You know?
I love that director though, because he is, as you say, such an asshole.
Yeah.
Like, he actually said that Harry Potter owes him money.
Wow.
Because he said he laid the groundwork for Harry Potter to be a success with this film.
Oh, we can totally see that.
Oh yeah.
I agree 100%. Give this man his money.
Yes. I said a fictional character should pay him.
And do you know the whole plot of this film, which I'm sure we'll get into? Do you know why it is the way it is? Like, why he wrote it?
He hates vegetarians?
Yeah.
His wife hates vegetarians.
Yeah, all his wife's friends.
He helped write it and directed it.
and neither of them speak English.
Really?
Yeah, there's this whole sort of genre of what I like to call ESL scripts, English as the second language scripts, and like this is totally one of them. And once you know that and you listen to the dialogue, it makes so much more sense.
Yeah, and apparently all the actors would say, like, that's not how these characters would speak, and he was like, shut the fuck up, say it how it's written.
Yeah.
Well, weren't they all given their scripts like a day before, or sometimes not even a day before?
Yeah.
So no one really knew what they were supposed to be doing.
Page by page, so they had no context.
Yeah.
Like a David Lynch film.
Kind of.
It works there, but
I wonder what the difference is.
I find that art hilarious. His facial expressions is so formless. I just love it.
Well, both would have small people.
So, what is this gym about? Like, I'm always concerned, like, because at some point I had no idea, what was going on.
Let's go through the plot. It's very complicated. So so hang on. So it starts with a little boy, and he's talking to the ghost of his grandpa, like you do.
Normal.
Yeah, grandpa's like telling him some story about goblins, right? Like, is that what's happening?
Yeah,
but
basically.
But basically, though, he's telling the wrong story, though, because like the name of the story is different than actually the story that he's supposed to be telling. So there's like I was looking at, I thought it was really fun looking at all the continuity errors and everything, because there's like a shit ton of them. I guess I'll find it, but the name he was giving was different than what the actual story he was telling. So you're like, wait a minute. It's like he says one thing, but when you see the book, it's completely different. So it's like, okay.
He can't read anyway, so it doesn't matter. He was just making
he's a ghost.
Are they trying to go for like a sort of Princess Bride kind of vibe?
I think so.
Yeah.
But just not as endearing at all.
More endearing. Shut up.
No, you're right, Lal. That's the frame that Princess Bride used as well. Grandpa was the story, right?
Marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah. But then you realize it's actually not a frame. It's actually just his ghost talking to his ground kid.
Yeah.
Because he sees dead people. I guess M. Shamanama owes him money too, right? Because he set up waiting for the Sixth Sense. Is this what's going on?
Totally.
Yeah, totally.
Stole the plot. Let's get that lawsuit underway right here, right now.
Sue him.
Yeah.
Sue the bastard.
Just to go back to an earlier point about, them not speaking English. They might not speak English, but they are human. These people don't act like human beings.
No, they don't.
Who does, weightlifting at like midnight or whatever?
Oh my God. In that amazing.
Oh my God. She's shaved so cleanly too, without any razor bumps.
Oh, that's impressive.
Like, she is not wearing, the weird, I don't know, tights that you wear. And then she was just like, for the 80s, there was nothing like no electrolysis or anything like that. And that girl, I don't know what she did to get.
She doesn't have PCOS, quite clearly.
What's PCOS?
Polycystic ovary syndrome. That's what I've got. Makes you a hairy woman.
Oh my God, that must be my problem too.
Quite common.
Yeah, it's quite a common one. But yeah, she's young as well. We've got to remember
She's like
that, ladies.
14. Yeah.
I
So
I
she
had
must be.
hair that grew down my thighs when I was that age. It was like a giant plate, a dinner plate of crotch there.
Wow.
Yeah, I know it's too
She's
much.
waxing, right?
She's probably,
yeah,
but waxing, you end up getting all the little bumps and stuff because the hair tries to grow back. I mean, not that I know from firsthand experience. Yes, I do, but
Movie
it's just a
magic.
mess.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah, that girl, yeah, kudos to
there's
her,
too much,
whatever.
too much hip bone. I don't like the
Oh, it was so pointy.
it's
Laying on her back.
painful.
Yeah. But again, she's like 14, whatever. she's super skinny. She's like lifting weights. It works for her.
Oh, look, I was going to say something about this, but we should probably go through the plot, as you were saying.
Don't lose that thought, though.
Yeah.
Just say it. Say it. Say
Well,
it. Say
I
it.
love the way her mum comes in when she's lifting weights and kind of shakes her head like, "Oh, you're
Yeah.
working out. You shouldn't be. Your child's trying to keep fit and keep in shape and be healthy, and you're just saying it's a stupid thing. Like, oh, what a crazy kid. You should be encouraging this."
I don't know if you should encourage this, but when I looked at that, I saw body dysmorphia.
I think there's a few things in the plot that link to that. Actually, I've got that in my very brief notes I've made. It's later on, but she does make a reference to I've been fasting for 2 days.
That's true. Yes.
So this girl is she has body issues.
No, but working out is fine.
Oh, the
If you're
working out's
eating
fine.
properly, you need fuel.
That's
be
weird
fit.
though,
Yeah.
just to be saying that.
Yeah.
So typical of the 80s.
Yeah, true.
As
Diet
a
fast.
kid who graduated from high school in 1983, if you made it out of high school without an eating disorder, you were in the minority.
Yeah.
So sad. I think things are much better now. Body acceptance, seeing different body shapes and types, and celebrating it, and that is a good thing about today, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is. We've come a long way. And also at this time, like in the 80s, people could get a hold of diet pills. Kids could get diet pills.
I love those things.
Bring on
They're
the
just
Fin.
speed.
Oh my God, yeah. I actually would buy those from friends at carnivals and stuff, and we would, I'd love those things.
Oh my God.
I know,
Don't
it's
you just
terrible.
make you shit yourself?
No, you got so much done. I mean, it's kind of ridiculous. I'm telling you,
At the carnival.
yeah, at the carny, or through your carny friends. It was, I don't know what it was, but it was like this white pill kind of shaped like an oval, and sometimes it was blue. I don't know, it was like trucker speed or something.
You don't want to know what it is.
Yeah, I don't know, and I'm sure it's illegal now, but it was awesome.
This is like a time when you could order like black beauties from the back of Rolling Stone magazine and stuff.
Yes, and
What are
Fin-
black beauties?
Yeah,
I don't
Fin is
remember.
illegal. Fin is now illegal. You cannot buy it anymore. So sorry.
What is a black
Aw.
beauty though?
I don't know. To look
I remember the name.
it was either a speed or a downer.
Then again, it was only when I was like in my early 20s, you could order online legal highs, let's call them. I would buy them from like Amsterdam. I would just post them over to England.
What are
Wow.
legal highs?
They're legal, but they're like hallucinogenics,
Oh,
basically. But the problem was I only tried them like once because I kept taking them, and I was like, well, I took one, and I was like, it didn't work. So I took another one. Nothing's happening. So I took a load of them and then passed out. So I was like, yeah, I won't do that again.
and that was all in the same 3 hours.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah, just keep taking them. Keep eating them until something
I
happens.
don't feel high yet. I don't feel high yet. And it's, of course, you're like you're young, and it's literally only been 15 minutes, but it feels like
Yeah.
a goddamn eternity.
Exactly. I think it had only been, and I just kept popping them. It'll work eventually. Come on.
So did you pop those and watch this movie, and that's why you love it so much?
Oh, I wish. It's the only way to make this even better to me.
Oh wow.
I can imagine. Yeah.
just to go back to the sort of time the film was made and stuff, it's weird that this film was made in 1989 because it does look older than that.
Yeah.
Because it's cheap.
But I
Yeah.
suppose like you've got to think about where it's set in America. Maybe the fashions are a little bit backwards there. Don't know if
Yeah.
that's very PC of me to say.
No, it's true.
But yeah, it's got that kind of
Also the location.
Yeah. Well,
yeah.
So you
Utah.
get to Utah or like, okay, this is, how everybody's putting up their high school photographs now and on Facebook. And
Yeah.
like all of my friends that were in California put up these high school pictures where they're so freaking groovy. Ben, I'm looking at you and and Alicia and like they look so groovy. And then I look at mine and I was in Ohio. I'm wearing some like weird, polo shirt with, that's buttoned up to the neck. It's pink. And my hair is like full on, like feathered back. Like it's the 70s. Like
That sounds awesome though.
Yeah.
I bet you're rocking it.
Yeah, I was like look like a corn-fed Midwesterner.
So-
It's like Napoleon Dynamite, isn't it? Because the film, it's really hard to know when that's set.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's true. But it's like the Midwest was like, it's the coastal town areas like New York and California and stuff like that would have the cool fashions. And then it would move slower across the US because we don't have influencers. We didn't have influencers at that time where you could see fashion right away. And so, you'd just be like, oh, I'm going to wear this because it keeps people from hitting me when I walk down the hallway. And, so now it's different, so like stuff gets through faster. But you're right. Like I do think that the look of this film is definitely reads a lot earlier than its film date. It looks like it was filmed in like the late 70s, really, or early 80s.
And also, I did not, for the longest time, I did not know this was actually shot in America. I really thought it was shot in some weird European town. And I know that, like,
oh my gosh,
speaking English and all that stuff, but, like, was it shot on, like, video or something? Because it does not look. And yeah, Jonfen was right. It looks hella cheap. I don't know what, but
I immediately knew that it was Utah.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, Morgan, Utah might actually still look like that. And they still dress like that there. Like, I wouldn't be surprised.
Well,
they have a festival.
Yeah, they have a festival for this movie. Yeah.
How fun.
Yeah.
Do you guys want to go?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's my dream.
Yay!
We could all meet there.
That would be awesome. The only thing for me that gave it away that it was a bit later into the 80s, so nearly 90s, was the Johnny Depp poster, because I was a huge Depp fan as a teenager. And I knew that was like late 80s Johnny Depp. That's how sad I am.
Well, weirdly, I had a similar way of knowing because the boy, has a poster of Michael Keaton's Batman. So
Yes,
that's 89. It's brand new.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah.
And then he's got
All
Joker.
Yeah,
Remember
yeah.
the Joker poster?
Cool. I like that.
So
But then the plot.
Plot.
Where were we with the
As
plot?
such.
Well, so the parents are a little concerned that he talks to his dead grandpa, but whatever. It's a hobby. And so they decide they're going to go on this vacation the next day to play farmers. They're going to be farmers.
Worst vacation ever, by the way.
Yeah. Yeah,
I can understand the parents maybe liking it. There are weirdos who find that enjoyable, but you don't take your kids on that kind of vacation.
Not cool.
No, they're going to complain the whole time, and that's actually what happens. Mostly because the little boy just is being talked to by his grandfather from beyond the grave, and he's like, "Don't go there." So he keeps trying to sort of find ways to stop the vacation.
Oh, and then get them to stop eating.
Oh, that's the best. That might be the best. The most Eurotrash scene of the movie actually is Like, yeah, okay, so his dead grandfather's like, you don't let them eat this food in this house that they're on vacation in. Don't let them eat this food. Do whatever you can to stop them. And he has this real like dark moment of the soul where he stands at the table and they're frozen in time because like grandpa has special powers because he's
Well,
dead.
frozen in time. They're moving.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
And-
they
and
are
they're
breathing.
blinking. Yeah, they're breathing.
Yeah.
They're blinking.
Shaking.
Shaken.
But those are actors versus plot. So what does he decide to do? The only thing he can do to stop them from eating the food is to stand up on the table and piss all over the food.
And you don't piss on hospitality.
But
The
acting,
best line in the movie.
isn't
I
that
was
like?
really
Isn't that like?
uncomfortable with this parts of that when his dad took him upstairs. I was
Oh,
just
yeah,
like,
that
he
was
started like
creepy.
touching his pants. I was just, what is happening? This is not what I signed up for.
But wasn't it like? But isn't it like the Trotsky form of acting? Like he was a method actor. I mean, how many times did he have to pee on that table? To get that right scene. You know how crazy Italians are.
Plus Italian version, I'm sure the piss is seen.
Yeah. Oh, real quick. So I found that book. It took me forever, but I found it. So Grandpa says, and I'm reading it from the trivia. I guess this is IMDb. I don't know, but I actually had to pull up the movie on Cinemax again, so I muted myself because that scene that we're talking about just went through, where he has to pee on it. So it's funny that we're talking about that. But anyway, so I read it verbatim. So Grandpa Seth reads from a book entitled "Davy and the Goblins," not Davy and Goliath, but Davy and the Goblins, while telling Joshua the story of Peter and the Goblins at the beginning of the film. So it's two different kids, two different times. I'm assuming. I don't know. Grandpa, you're a ghost. Get your shit together. Facts right, Grandpa.
It's the lesser known story of his younger brother.
Yeah, it's the sequel.
Yeah, or Apocrypha. It's like the lost books of found in the Dead Sea. Yeah, so Grandpa, you start to think like maybe Grandpa doesn't really know what the fuck he's doing. Like this ghost might actually just be making the kid crazy. Because everyone thinks the kid's crazy, right?
I don't like the parents' attitude to the kid though, because they say to him, I think in actual words, they say to him like, "You've got to forget about your grandpa." Like,
Yeah.
that's a horrible attitude. No, this kid's
Yeah.
like suffering from trauma.
And he only died 6 months ago in
6
the bar.
months.
So it's like,
Totally.
he's grieving and you do imagine them there and all that
Yeah.
kind of stuff. So
Although it
he's
turns out
processing.
he's not imagining him.
Well, yeah. There is that too.
But no one can see him except for him until later when the
Until
sister mistakenly sees him in the mirror.
Yeah.
With no explanation of why no one else can see him.
Were they lovely? Did anyone notice their nightwear? Or was that just me?
Oh yeah, I think it was just you. But
Her t-shirt?
Yeah, just because I'm an Aries. She
Yeah.
has a Garfield.
Yeah.
During the piss scene, I just watched it because I love it. Did you
Yeah,
not
roll that
notice
again.
that he was saying, "I must do it. I must do it," and I'm like, "Wait, what? Who is talking to you? Like, what? Who is making you do this, kid? The grandpa? Is the
Gotta
grandpa?
psych yourself up.
Yeah, is the grandpa like straight up into like piss play or something? Like, what's going on?
The showers for Grandpa.
Yeah, grandpa's like, "Do it, boy, do it."
And his face
Oh.
just appears in the food, like to get it all splashing all over him. Like,
Oh
yeah.
my god.
Oh my God, John, too
And the-
far.
And the music is so fucking intense. Speaking of the music, did you know that was all done on one Korg synthesizer?
Well,
Yeah.
am I the only one who
Great.
genuinely loves the soundtrack?
Quite decent parts
Well,
of it.
Actually, it's pretty
Cool.
good.
And I guess
Yeah.
according to the trivia, the whole thing was done on a Korg synthesizer. Number one. Number two, some of the music is just the demo, the demo that you get with the synthesizer sped
Just
up.
press play.
Oh my
Like,
God.
I was like, "Are you shitting me with this?"
So it's not John Carpenter, really, is it?
No, it was like I'm like, "Are you serious? It's just the Korg." Someone literally said, "Hey, go over there, bring the Korg over, press play. We got it."
It's fine.
Is that true? Because that composer is a real guy.
Maybe he could be a real guy, but just phoned it in for this movie. He looked at the script and was like,
Maybe.
"Okay, this is shit. Here you go."
Yeah, fuck this.
the director and the composer, and then like the special effects makeup, which are actually very good. Like these are all like hard-working. Well, no one works hard in Italy, but hard working Italian filmmakers.
Too far. Too soon.
Too soon. Sorry.
But what are the speaking of the crew, which I thought was great, more trivia. I had no idea, right? As a child, I loved Skinamax, right? It wasn't for the boobs, of course, but one of the movies that I watched a lot was Emmanuel. Everyone remember that softcore porn movie?
Yeah. I used to watch them all the time.
So the costume.
No, I've heard of it. I haven't watched it.
Yeah, the costume designer is the actress from those Emmanuel movies. She was the costume designer for this movie.
That's fantastic.
What
She's also
the
the
hell?
only one that can speak English.
So I just went to Walmart and bought an Aries Garfield Ram nightgown.
These are what the Americans wear.
Yeah.
I
love all the mullets. Is everyone living for all the mullets? Because it's come round again. The mullet's back.
It is.
It's hot.
Yeah.
These are not so hot mullets, but I do also appreciate that they're there.
These are stylish.
They're not stylish, but they're there, very present.
They sure are there.
Business on the front, party in the back.
Goblin party.
Yeah, the goblins all had mullets, actually.
Yes.
The 80s, isn't it?
Yeah, so the entire score was composed by Carlo Maria Cordio on a Korg M1 synthesizer. One composition is even nothing more than a sped up Korg M1 demo track.
No one will notice.
Yeah, I didn't. I thought when I watched it, I was just
Pretty
like,
good.
oh wow, this is. Did they hire John Carpenter to do this soundtrack?
Yeah.
Actually, what's funny is that I was thinking like, oh, this is so like Goblin.
Oh yeah.
Oh, the band?
The band Goblin.
The Suspiria soundtrack. Yeah.
They had Goblin
so
lined
good.
up to do it, but they were like, sorry, we're calling it Troll 2 now, so we're going to have to let you go.
So they got a spin-off band that cover Goblin called Nilbog to do it.
Yeah. True fact. Yeah.
Yeah, they came through San Francisco not so long ago. I really feel sad for missing it. Yeah, Nilbog is like just hilarious. That is so funny. They decide to call the town Nilbog.
Why?
I know, it's hardly the Rosemary's Baby scene where she's using the Scrabble to decipher. They're all witches.
Well, you know why? Because someone thought it was super cool to call it that. They're like, hey, let's do this. And they're like, sure.
Did you notice that the sheriff's name was Gene Freak?
Yeah, Sheriff Freak. Sheriff Freak, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
but it's Gene. Like he's like has DNA freak or something.
Oh, Gene. Oh my God.
Not even subtle, is it?
Oh, if there's one thing you can say about this movie, it's not subtle.
No.
Definitely
Can
not.
I just say, like, John's playing in the background of the film so we can, keep on top of what's going on vaguely. The food does not need someone to piss on it. Would anybody eat this food? It looks so processed. It looks so...
It's green.
It looks really artificial. It reminds me a little bit of the food in Hook, the film Hook. There's that scene where they like imagine all the food and it's these mad cakes in different colours.
We need to watch that too. That's a great movie.
Oh, that's
I
Hell
love
yeah.
that. It's one of my childhood favourites, but it's kind of like that, but less appetizing
Yeah,
than that.
I'm not eating corn with green butter on it. I'm sorry.
Ugh.
Like, who designed the food? It's
an 8-year-old.
It must be because the writing on the like soft
Well,
balls and stuff is insane.
Let me play devil's advocate, right? In my head canon,
Go on.
right, the kid is seeing this food for what it is. The son, he sees the tainted food.
Oh,
The-
yeah.
The family
okay.
don't see it the same way they can't see the grandpa.
Okay.
So
Oh.
we're seeing it from the
normal.
kid's perspective.
Yeah. I've literally just come up with that now, so I'm sure someone can poke holes in it.
No, I think that's...
I love it.
That's probably
yeah,
right.
okay.
Yeah, your head canon is right.
I think I'm putting more thought into the movie than the filmmakers.
I
Can
would
just
agree.
say, are your apples in America that size? They are some big ass apples.
That's
Yeah.
pretty
yeah.
normal.
Yeah, they're
Oh,
huge here.
Jesus.
Yeah, England's shit, Lol. That's
Ours are
something you're
like
forgetting.
tiny compared to that.
Some of ours are like a quarter of that.
That looks like a gobstopper.
Yeah.
So they just recently found, I think, 10 different varieties of apples that were from the pioneer days, because there used to be something like 17,000 apple versions.
Whoa.
Wow.
And now we only have like about 2,000 or something like that. So yeah, we got some big ass apples in this country.
Mm.
Like
Not
everything
fair.
They're the
else.
tastiest looking thing in the whole film.
Oh, well, just you wait till the end of the movie. They're not.
Oh God.
Yeah, if they're red delicious, they weren't.
No, Red Delicious are disgusting.
Yeah, there's things
They
that are
really
like
are bad.
meal-
I don't like
mealy
them.
bullshit.
Yeah.
We
Don't
do
eat 'em.
get an American one here in one of the shops. I don't know if it's actually American or they just call it that. It's called like Washington Red.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
That's quite nice.
You get Honey Crisps?
Those
Honey
are
Crisp is
great.
really
No, we have Garlet, Red Lady, Granny Smith.
No, Pink Lady, not
Pink Lady.
Yeah,
That's pretty good.
Brayburn.
Rayburn. They're English, I think.
They're English. You can tell they're English because the name's fucking awful.
I don't know.
Do you get road apples?
No, what's that?
Odessa, you need to explain yourself.
Yes, if you're gonna talk about road
What
apples,
the
you gotta
actual
let them know.
fuck?
What is it? Something you found on a road? It's like
Yeah, it's just it's like horse. It's horse shit.
Ah.
Road apples.
Oh, yeah, because there's horses just roaming the streets here. Yeah.
Well, there will be now.
Well, maybe.
They're taking it back.
We're taking it all back.
Hey, back to the plot.
Yes.
So you got the teenage girl. Wait, what's her name? Let's just start calling people by their names because
Okay.
Teenage girl.
teenage girl.
I've seen this movie 10 times and I don't know any fucking names.
Her name's Holly Waits.
Okay.
And so I know the little kid, the sister, and the Goblin Queen, and that's all the names I know.
Goblin Queen.
I can't wait to talk about her. Let's keep
I
going.
love
Oh, she's
her.
fabulous. And every time she talks, it hurts my head.
Oh, we knew that you two would absolutely love her.
Oh my god, I love her so much.
Young
Love her
Stevie
teeth.
Nicks, as you called her.
Well, I was saving it for when we got to there in the plot, but I'll just say it now.
Whatever. Yeah, we can just do
Free for
spoilers.
all.
Lol thinks I'm weird, but I think with all the makeup on and stuff, I think she's really hot.
Oh, she has her moment when
That
she.
teeth,
when
though,
she
her teeth.
yeah.
Oh my gosh.
The teeth are questionable.
No, I like the
She's
teeth.
hot when I saw her more as like a bit of a Kate Bush vibe.
Oh,
Yeah.
totally. Yes.
No, but I don't like her when she glams up to seduce the kid.
No,
I like her
she
as the as
Yeah,
the.
she looks older.
No, I
Yeah.
like her when she's. I
Not
like her
that
when
that's
she's
far.
glammed up. She did remind me of Audra a bit as well.
Yeah.
Hey.
Yeah, she did.
With the corn, Audra, that can be a new app.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With the
When
corn.
she's like trying to entice the kid with the cob of corn. And that's when I
Nothing.
was all like, yeah, they did mean this to be a comedy.
Nothing turns a teenager on more than some corn.
Oh, he loves popcorn.
Feels a
Yes.
bit too much.
throwing the popcorn. I was like, okay.
No more popcorn.
Do you think that's a euphemism, throwing the popcorn?
Well, I think the corn is supposed to be. How
Semen?
graphic can I be? Yes, he's ejaculating all over
Yeah.
the place.
I mean, yeah, I can see
It's
it.
so hot that it made the corn pop.
Yeah,
She comes in with this cob of corn and she's like, bend over, boyfriend.
that's the impression you get because there are sex toys that are like corn, aren't there? Because it's all like ribbed and stuff.
Sure.
To be honest, right, it's a drag act that writes itself. Like, there's so many people who could just do that, and that would be great
Yeah.
to see. I would love someone to reenact the Troll 2 corn scene as a show.
Please.
I would be there for it. I would live.
Okay, so
Audra, I'm looking at you.
we'll write this together. We're going to write
Yes.
a dragsicle of Troll 2. It's going to be
I
a
would
great
watch
stage.
it. I would love it.
I'll throw all the dirty bills at you.
Oh
You
my
can
god.
watch them.
No, you're in it.
Okay.
in
Just
it.
so much Costco popcorn or Smart and Final popcorn.
Ah!
Surplus popcorn.
And the best bit about that popcorn is the way it's clearly getting thrown from off camera by some like studio hand or something.
Yeah, totally.
Jonfen and I are going to wear corn cob costumes with our little
Oh
face
my
cut
God.
out and our
Yes.
faces.
Yes.
And there's a
And then-
dance you do.
Yeah, our hands are going to stick through, and we're going to have like little white gloves, and we're going to do Fosse hands the whole time.
Yes.
Yeah.
Sounds.
Hell yes.
Yes.
This is going to be
This
so good.
This would be sick.
So anyway, the plot.
So Holly Waits, she's got this boyfriend that is an idiot, and she tells him like, don't bring your friends, and he shows up with his friends in a camper in Nilbog. And these guys are exactly who you think they're going to be. They're just like hanging out, like eating junk food, watching TV in the camper in the middle of the woods.
Awesome.
They're those people, though, that you knew at school who were like, they think they're the cool guys, but they're not the cool guys.
Totally
Yes.
Yeah.
That was us.
They all, yeah, it was. They all look like boys I knew in high school, which is total analogs. And it's funny because it's like a very California look, I thought. But if you knew the boys that look like that in high school too, that's just what teenage boys look like.
I think it's a bit of that. And I went to an American school in Pakistan, so I have a weird childhood.
God, that is so complicated.
Yeah,
Really?
I know. Yes, I was friends with Flint at high school.
Flint.
He was from California.
That's awesome.
So I'm gonna guess Flint was like the guy with the bandana who ran to the city to get milk.
Well, how do I describe him? He was basically just a big hippie who would walk around campus with a poncho on, playing an electric guitar with an amplifier. He had a mini amp strapped to his belt.
Jesus Christ.
What?
Wow. Is he homeless now?
Quite possibly.
Yeah.
Quite possibly. I'll look.
Probably like a master of technology or something now, or it's just like, oh.
It's always bastards like that. Like, I used to work in a video game shop, and the Sunday kid who I got to boss around is one of the people who invented Venmo.
That's awesome.
Bastard.
That's actually not a lie either. That is true.
Yeah. I was his boss, and now he's some fucking millionaire. Piece of shit.
Hit him up for a job.
Oh, no, I can't.
But yeah, all those guys are total jacks. I mean, they're not people I went to high school with, but they are total jacks. That line, what about the beautiful, liberated girls?
Of Nilbog.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, they're all there to get laid.
They're in they're in a different film. They're in Porky's or something.
Yeah, so they're in Hard Bodies, and
yeah. But the thing is, if we remember, there's only 26 people in Nilbog. It has a population of 26.
And half of them might be hot chicks.
Well, apparently only one.
Yeah.
There's one hot chick, and she's being chased by goblins or trolls or whatever the fuck they are in the forest. And
a lot of chase scenes.
Yeah. Let's talk about those trolls. What do we think about their costumes?
You mean those goblins?
Oh my God.
The goblins. I mean, whatever.
Little people need work too, I guess.
But those masks are literally the cheapest things they found laying around like a junkyard.
What is that one with the yellow eyes all about?
Yeah.
That is...
And you can see it's a mask.
But I have a really strong suspension of disbelief.
Right.
Hey, that'll serve you well.
Scared me bad.
It did.
Oh, yeah.
No, you're reverse engineering the masks, if I know you.
I was just imagining, is that a kid inside of there, or is it a little person?
They're little people, as we know from watching the documentary.
Oh, they are?
They're like a pair of them are brothers, and another one's like a couple. They own like a chocolate shop now. It's like that documentary is so good, people.
Are they?
It is fascinating.
It is. We haven't watched it in a little while, but it is really worth a watch, definitely.
But were they Italian or American?
Okay, so the actors are American. The quote unquote actors are American.
They all showed up.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
most
just
of
showed
the
up,
actors
right?
aren't actors. In fact, the father is actually a dentist.
Yeah.
I love him. In the documentary, you really come to really like that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. What an amazing, interesting guy who basically ends up burning out on the whole being a star thing because they take him to some Comic-Cons and it doesn't go well.
Oh, really?
I love the way he keeps quoting the lines like you know it.
Yeah, he keeps going back to that one line after the kid pees on the food. He's got the best line in the world, but that's the one he keeps quoting over and over and over again.
And then everyone's just looking blankly and sort of backing away from
What
him.
the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, George Hardy.
If I remember rightly as well, the guy who owns the store in the village there, in the town, isn't he like a patient from like a mental health hospital nearby who was let out on day release?
Yeah, he posted on his days off from the asylum. And
guy
That's
was this?
amazing. The crazy guy with the bug eyes from the
Straw
store.
hat.
And he was a real actor as well, actually. I mean, he was an actor living in Utah. Probably didn't get a lot of work, but he was an actor.
No wonder he was in a mental institution.
Yeah.
Well, I work for a mental health hospital, so this totally tracks for me. This
Yeah.
is yes. I've met people exactly who they just talk to you like this all the time. He's not acting.
I think that's the one scene that really makes me laugh out loud is when he speaks to the policeman in the car about where the girls are, and he's not even out of the car. The guy's like laughing his head off, backs away, and then they're going into the store, and there's like the population of Nilbog, the store. He has to walk through them.
All the dudes.
Oh, yeah.
That just makes me laugh.
I get the vibe that's like a gay bar, right?
Yeah.
There's like 16 versions of the Marlboro Man.
Yeah.
And then that store, I mean, like, what was that? It's like weird bottles of pickles and then like they're really disgusting like pastries.
So everything's got to be filled with chlorophyll. Okay, let's talk about the most important plot point, or the only plot point. The trolls or the goblins or whatever they are, they want to eat people, but only after feeding them a shit ton of chlorophyll.
Yeah.
Because they're vegetarians.
Yes.
Right. So take the meat and feed it chlorophyll, and then you can eat the meat.
Well, yeah,
because it's not meat anymore.
Yeah, it turns into plant extracts, I guess.
Well, it seems to liquefy people.
Yeah.
Into Jello. It turns them into Jello, and then
which is then could be slurped up through a straw.
Yeah.
And again, working in a hospital, I will confirm that is scientifically accurate. That's what happens.
That's great. Okay, good. So happy we have an expert.
Good to know.
Yeah, so it turns them all into shamrock shakes or Jello.
Whatever the hell it is.
Whatever it is. And that's actually what happens when the one smart alecky kid finds the cute girl, and they run and they end up into this like abandoned church, which is where
Goblin Queen.
Goblin Queen. Goblin
The
Queen.
naughty.
Naughty.
She's gorgeous, Lal. You're deranged.
Tell
I
us all
agree.
about
when
it.
when she's Kate Bush
No,
in the woods, yes. When she's this, no.
Running up that hill. Yeah, I think she was so hot then.
I just think like she's just so unhinged, and she's so like out there that like that actress is just chewing up the scene. She knows the movie that she's in, and she's like, screw it, I'm gonna turn it up to 11.
Yeah,
you've got to do that, haven't you?
100%.
You've got to go the whole way. She gets it, as you say. So she's like, fuck it, I'm just going to go crazy. People will remember me, and we do.
But I like that her style of acting is 100% community theater.
That's what you said, wasn't it, Lal? You said it's like like a school kid here, that like when you in secondary school, high school.
We were saying too. It's just like it's like a high school production. And like here in my quarantine area, I actually was folding laundry during it, and I took the laundry upstairs, and I was just like, oh, I'll just make the bed or whatever. My roommate will tell me what happened and when I get back downstairs. And when I go back downstairs, he had paused it, and he was just like, oh no. If I have to watch this, you're watching it with me.
That's awesome.
Yeah. You know,
like,
I'm in
nope.
contact with him, and it's my goal to make your life a living hell.
Yeah.
It was a directive straight from Otis.
Yeah.
I would believe it.
No, I asked Paul if he wanted to watch it with me, and he's like, nope. He was like walking right out of the room. I was just like, come on. And then of course, Odessa's all like, this is the cross we bear as film journalists. And I'm like, wow. Really? Really? Like, okay.
The cross I bear as a film journalist is that next time I'm going to be banished to my craft room with a laptop.
I mean, the dad, after that scene in the church, I have to say the special effects are good on the guy when he's turned into the tree.
Yeah.
And then it cuts to the dad. He's disappointed because the shops are all closed. What does he expect? 26 people in the town. Yeah. And he's really engrossed in that vegetable cookbook. Like, he is reading that.
He loves
it. He reads it so much he falls asleep.
Yeah. Just like any middle-aged man, he just falls asleep.
Yeah. True.
I have a quick question for everybody. After seeing this movie, were you for or against the vegetarian cause? Because I think at some point, I kind of I want to root for the witch, because like, hey, maybe it would be better for the environment if we became,
Shamrock shakes.
yeah,
Yes.
for our new goblin / troll overlords. I don't know.
Well, we're torn because we are vegetarians.
Well, there you go. That's probably one of the reasons why you love this movie.
That's what it is. That's clearly the difference. That's why we adore it so much.
Yeah.
But I mean, it is pointing out that vegetarians, it's trying to make them evil.
Yeah.
Like, look at these nasty motherfuckers. They're hypocrites. Look, they actually eat people.
So I don't like the soil and green element to it because that's a bit, that's not what we're about, is it?
No.
The Claudio Fragaso's wife, Rosella Drudy, I think. So she wrote the script, quote unquote, wrote the script.
Quote,
and
unquote.
She wrote it in reaction to her friends becoming vegetarians.
Why did it annoy her? Why does it annoy
Exactly.
meat eaters when other people
I
stop
know
eating
it doesn't have any bearing on them. It's like being upset at people for being gay or something.
meat? Yeah.
She's Italian.
Wow.
It's true.
Well, if there are Italian listeners, let us know. Like, what is the vegetarian scene like over there?
Well, we've
Very
got friends
contentious.
who are-
We have Italian friends, but they live here.
Yeah, true.
That doesn't
True.
work. does it?
And they are vegan.
And they're vegans.
Yeah.
Oh,
Wow.
wow.
Are they like really just like tiresome about it? And like, do they proselytize about the vegan lifestyle? Maybe that's what's happening.
Clearly, that's what it is. Yeah, that must be it, right?
Vegan lifestyle.
Is that what I was like?
No comment.
No comment.
That time when you ruined milk for me when you told me how much pus was in it.
Oh yeah, it's like
Oh.
99% pus. I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
No science to back that up. I don't care.
1% scabs.
Yeah, yeah.
That's good scabs, though.
Tumors.
Some poor cow titties.
Aw.
Leave them
Little
titties alone.
Well, they do have to get milked or they'll explode. That's science.
Well,
They don't have to be raped, though.
They don't have to be kept producing milk. That's
No,
not
it's
natural.
true.
So
Let's not turn this into
yeah. So,
We're
so you
proving
guys
the
love
point
the
of the
movie.
film.
Okay.
Oh my god.
Okay, speaking of proselytizing, at the same time, what's happening is across the street is that in the church, that you got like a special goblin church where they're talking about the evils of meat eating, and the little kid fucking skateboards into the church.
How 1989?
Right. That skateboard actually appears like in the beginning, and it also appears at the end. So I'm not sure how he got that skateboard out of that church, because it rolls away and it kind of like indicates to them that he's in the building, and then they attack him and make him eat this kind of ice cream, or they're trying to make him eat poisonous ice cream.
So
Yeah.
basically, the poisonous ice cream is probably some weird vegetarian ice cream alternative.
It's probably Cool Whip with green food coloring.
No. You get it because they're vegetarians. It's probably some weird Brussels sprout ice cream or some shit like that. Like soy milk.
Okay, almond milk and soy milk ice cream they're fabulous.
It
Fabulous.
is.
And
It's really
coconut
nice.
milk. You can have coconut
Ah,
milk, and you can
I
have one
mean-
made out of bananas.
There's a company called Bouja, and they do really nice ice cream.
Very good.
I'm not sure what it's made out of, but they do chocolate. as well.
But-
Speaking of people.
But is it green?
No, it's not green.
Okay.
I did have in Cyprus. I ate a local ice cream that was mastic, which is like a kind of pine tree. That was interesting.
Huh.
Did
Yeah.
it taste tiny,
Oh yeah.
like an air freshener?
An air freshener.
Yeah, I
Oh,
loved
yeah.
it.
I didn't like it.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
you-
Ew.
That guy in that scene, the preacher guy, he reminds me of someone, but I just can't think who. He looks like he's a wrestler or something. He's got that kind of vibe to him.
The one with the beard,
Yeah.
the one who sets on fire later. Yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
He's got that kind of presence about him of like
Yeah.
a wrestling sort of.
He's not like a WWF caliber wrestler though. He's like some local wrestler who never made it.
So dad comes in and he's like, leave my kid alone. Stop trying to force feed him chlorophyll ice cream. And
Gross.
they get the fuck out of there, right?
I actually remember just like this movie is like your brain is like actively trying to erase it from your mind. You keep
I
calling it
know.
up.
As I
That's
go,
the sign
this
of quality. But what then happens immediately after that scene?
She turns into Stevie Nicks, and then they throw cupcakes at the family when they're trapped in their house, and then they set the preacher on fire. Oh yeah, I reversed it, and then they go back in the house, and then they hide in the house. But the townspeople won't go in the house for whatever reason. Maybe they have to be invited in because they're like vampires, but they stand outside of the house.
They're vegan vampires.
Yeah. And then they do a seance with some weird table on top of cutout cardboard with the candles on it that I thought was going to spin, but really they just blew it out. Maybe they had to protect the table from the wax. And then
good attention to detail.
Yeah. And then somehow the boy
they rented that table.
Got spirited away to the Goblin Queen's house, but the family, I don't know where the fuck the family was.
But the Goblin Queen's house, where she, for some reason that's unexplained, has a stone from Stonehenge.
Oh, yeah, we called that the crack. we were like, put your head in the crack. Put your head, because when she would stick her hand in the crack, it would regenerate and be younger. And then she stuck her other hand, and she was like, and then she stuck her head in it, and she was just younger.
You can stick your hand in a crack, but maybe not your head.
She stuck her head in it, and you saw it.
Is that how she turned into Kate Bush?
Like that's how she became young Stevie Nicks, Kate Bush,
And the smoke.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and then they obviously blew their entire dry ice budget off on her abode.
How did she get this stone from England? This is what baffles me the most.
Amazon.
Amazon. They sent it in 4 boxes, and there were no instructions on how to put it together. It was like Amazon IKEA nightmare trying to get that stone put back together.
And the first time she ordered it, it was the wrong size. It came and it was tiny.
Oh yeah, in danger of being trodden upon by dwarves.
Yes.
Wrong movie.
Oh, whoops.
But it still tracks though. That's what's hilarious.
It does.
Like it actually could work in that movie and in the context. So yay!
Totally.
Oh, that's such a missed opportunity.
Stonehenge.
Actually, I really like her pad, man. It's kind of like the best room at Madonna Inn. I'm like, I want to stay in that room at Madonna Inn.
Hell yeah.
You probably can if you go to like that place in that town in Utah.
Yeah, really. Where's the Goblin Queen's room?
It's a famous landmark.
Yeah.
They've got someone really poorly impersonating her to welcome you and everything.
But
She's really hamming it up, though. She's loving it, isn't she? Every minute she's on screen.
But some of that stuff I think some of those landmarks burnt down, though, I think, or something happened. But,
no.
Yeah.
Well, that church is gone?
I think so. I have to look it up again, but I think something burnt down in that house or something.
Should be a landmark, especially since is that where they're celebrating Nilbog Festival?
No, that's in some hotel ballroom.
Class.
Also, did everyone love how they defeat the goblins by the boy eating a double bologna sandwich?
Yeah, that has been in his backpack for his magical backpack.
Well, that's how I understand you, because we don't really get bologna here, right? So my understanding is, the best way to enjoy it is to just really let it sweat.
So I have a question. You don't get bologna as a concept, or it's just not sold in the stores?
No, we don't.
We don't have it really.
It's not sold here.
We have similar, like fake ass meat, but not bologna.
Like salami,
what is
right?
it? Is it like spam? Is it ham? Is it salami?
Like a salami?
It's not as flavorful as the salami.
Yeah.
But it's basically bland salami. You know what? I'm going to look it up.
Salami light.
That's the impression I get, that it's just like the crappiest, cheapest kind of meat that you like give to kids or something.
Like I'm never going to eat it anyway now. But
yeah. It's what I like is that the sandwich has basically an entire package of bologna in it.
It's a double decker.
Right. Even when I ate meat, that's too much meat. You need the right ratio in your sandwich. You can't just pack it all in. That's gross.
Yeah, but that's what you need to kill off the Goblin Queen.
Clearly.
concentrated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
He's poisoned from it. It's made from finely ground pork sausage containing pork fat from the Italian city of Bologna. Black pepper, nutmeg, allspice, celery seed, and coriander. That sounds way more flavorful than what I remember bologna to be.
It does not taste like that at all.
Yeah, it basically is horrible.
In Italy, it's going to be like 1,000 times nicer, right?
Yeah.
But we're in Utah. That looked like American bologna.
That's how I picture most American foods, I'll be honest.
I do remember when I went to Boston getting like a sandwich, and there was a lot of meat in it compared to like a British sandwich.
Oh, our sandwiches are shit. You get like one slice.
I remember it was like a baguette type thing, and it had like a lot of meat and cheese.
It's enough for 2 or 3 days. I really loved sandwiches in London. They were just like little, like thin things that a normal person should be eating, not like Italian. Like this is what I'm eating today. This enormous fucking sandwich. This is from America.
I'm in the middle. I think there needs to be a middle ground. Ours are shit. American ones are too much. We need like a halfway
compromise.
house.
Yeah.
Well, you have to have a buddy for your American sandwich.
The fact that you guys have like doggy bags and stuff, I mean, that's just a bit crazy. Like, you should just have an amount of food that people can finish.
No.
Most people will eat that entire amount of food, though. That's the sad thing.
We need it. We need it.
I'm a big eater, so I don't know where I stand.
Portion control is not a thing, is it?
It is not an American concept. We don't get it.
We need it for our diabetes.
Yes. Oh, okay, so I found it. So the witch's home was actually a former church, which was later destroyed in a fire. So we cannot
You're right.
It sucks. I would have loved to have gone actually and saw that. I don't know. I kind of like, even though the movie's kind of like meh, I really kind of want to go to like see the festival, and I'm sure the town turns out for this thing.
Yeah.
Nilbog Festival must be so fucking fun.
See, you pretend you don't like this movie, but you're already thinking of going to see the sights.
Yeah.
I think all of the hullabaloo around the movie is more fun than the movie itself.
I agree. The dentist will definitely be there, right?
Yeah.
Saying
Showing
you
his
can't miss
lines.
hospitality.
My favorite part of that as well is the way he keeps he goes on about how he's having to tighten his belt so he doesn't get hunger pain.
Yeah.
That's
that made me really nervous, as I said just before, when he was like grabbing his belt.
Oh yeah, no, the first time you see it, you're like, oh no, is he taking his pants off? What's he gonna do?
Yeah, this is not right. Is he gonna piss on his kid as a response? That's what I thought. I thought it was like
that too.
They've already gone really bad with this. The kid pissed on the table. Is the dad gonna go upstairs and piss on the kid?
And the mum says to him, like, oh no, honey, don't hit him. Like, the implication is he hits that kid a lot.
Yeah.
It's happened before.
That kid's getting spanked and tore
I
up.
don't know. I wanted to hit the kid, but whatever. That's why I don't.
Such a good actor.
The kid's okay, isn't he? The worst actor in the entire film, though, is their daughter.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Really? I think it's the mom.
Oh, she rivals her.
Margot Prey.
To know the daughter's pretty bad. Though.
He's the director. I think is a pervert. He's hired her because she's young. He thinks she's sexy, and he can get her to work out in those skimpy clothes.
Probably.
Yeah.
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 I'm surprised there isn't a nude scene, like a topless kind of.
Maybe there's a director's cut somewhere
in his garage.
Yeah.
She's underage, so he's not Roman Polanski, is he?
I don't know. He's Italian. I mean,
it was the 80s.
Have you looked into Claudio Frgrasso's other films?
No.
No.
I looked them up yesterday, but I haven't seen them.
They're insane. Well, I haven't seen them either, but they're insane. I mean, there's like titles like Rats, Night of Terror, Monster Dog.
Actually, when we had a mouse infestation in our apartment, that's kind of like a Night of Terror, wasn't it?
Yeah,
it is. You could use a monster dog.
Lived that.
It sounds like stuff that Red Letter Media would sort of cover.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I have a feeling that some of this is pretty raunchy too, because if you look at the posters, like how violence in a woman's prison.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, we all know what's going to happen in that.
Women's Prison Massacre.
Well, I think you know what. I think something's being lost in the translation, though. It's probably something really much cooler in Italian.
You've got to say it in the original Italian to really get it.
Which can any of us do?
No.
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 I
speak
can say
Italian?
maybe I can order food. That's about it.
Can you order food in a woman's prison?
I could give it a shot.
There you go.
That's hot.
So, how does this movie end?
Well,
Or
so
do we
they
have more plot? Or back to
They
the plot?
think they defeat the trolls. They think
With
they
baloney,
defeat them.
yeah.
With the
Oh
baloney.
yeah. It does the full on like the descent ending.
Mm-hmm.
They go home. They
And
go
the,
home.
and the
to
oh my
wherever-
god! Yeah, that happens too. Somewhere in there.
Mom eats some apples when she goes home. Some huge apples.
Yeah,
And then she gets in the shower.
as you do after an apple.
Yeah.
Feel like a shower.
And she kind of degrades.
Yeah, she turns into a puddle of green goo.
Mommy!
Yeah.
Oh,
That's really heartbreaking. That it's
it's
horrible.
really dark.
Yeah, that is hard.
It's genuinely terrifying and scary.
And then the trolls are like eating the.
Well, let me just before
Body?
we mention them eating her. How do you think they sort of got their revenge? The trolls. Did the family accidentally take some apples back home with them, or did the family they give the keys to because they were swapping houses for like a week or whatever?
Yeah.
Did that family plant the apples and then go back to Nilbog
Probably that one.
as like insurance?
Yeah, probably that one.
Hmm.
Yeah, that would make sense. Or it's a magical universe, and so there's just poison food in the fridge.
Yeah.
Hey, no, you need to explain
think-
this.
Yeah, I think that he fell down the cave hole, the dark cave hole, dreamed that he climbed out, but then, woke up and he was basically back down in the cave hole.
Yes, he was stuck in a K-hole.
Oh,
Yeah.
sorry.
Okay.
I don't think they're buying that ending.
No. They're like, it's shit. So we get to see Mom's naked body made out of Jello. She's
Well-
got Jello tits.
Yeah, I noticed the
Oh,
tits.
so there is some topless
It's an
shots.
Italian movie. There's got to be tits. So
Yeah, even if they're made out of Jello.
Yeah, I like to see that jelly shake.
I actually was wondering, like, was that from a body mold of the actress Margot?
Well, he sounds a bit
Like,
perverted, the
I don't
director, so
know.
probably.
maybe,
Yeah.
maybe they just have one lying around that you could use.
Yeah, it could have been
body
Emmanuel, right?
Yeah.
Oh, it was probably her body.
She wouldn't care. She's done it all before.
Yeah. He's like, whatever.
And we've seen it all before.
And for those that have seen the documentary, look into the mom's life. Margot Prey, look into her life is rough.
Mm.
Oh,
She's having a
really?
rough life.
Really?
So they go to Margot Prey's house in the documentary, and everything is covered with pictures of cats. She's got a cat shirt. There's like cat art all over the house.
Wow.
Oh.
And there's very deliberately cut in images of various cat things from her house. Okay, so that paints a picture.
So she
She-
like a prototype Carol Baskin.
Getting Tiger King references in. How
Yeah.
topical.
Yeah. Will it be topical next week though? Uh,
Probably, yeah.
no, I mean you just get the idea that okay, she's a sad cat lady who hasn't done anything since this movie, really. And she keeps talking about how complicated it is, why she can't get back into acting. And then we find out she's caring for her elderly mother who is so over this and just wants everyone to leave.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. And Margot says a lot of like conflicting things that are just kind of sad. Like she wants to go away and hide where no one can find her, but also she wants to get back into the acting game.
I'd hire her.
That's sad.
Yeah. She's a little crazy.
I mean, you'd have to be to work on this film.
I was just thinking the same thing.
And she's one of the worst actors in the movie, I think.
Oh yeah, she definitely is.
I think
yeah.
that her and the daughter may be tied. Like,
Yeah.
It's a tough one between the two of them. Neither of them can do a thing. And is the implication here at the end as well? Because one of the trolls, then the goblins, then speaks.
Yes.
Is-
What was that
is it
about?
Is it implying that the family have turned into goblins? Like that's the dad? Because he's
But
nowhere
what
to be
does he
found.
say?
He's
Do
like,
you
was
want
it like
some? Do you want some of this? And he knows the kid's name, and he's like, "Do you want some of this, Tommy, or something?" And I'm just looking.
Joshua.
Joshua.
Oh, Joshua.
Joshua.
Yeah,
Okay.
he's like, "Do you want some Joshua? Yum yum," or something. And then like it's this really close up of the face, and of course it's not. He's not moving his mouth at all. So you're just like, okay,
No.
it's dub over. And then, but the kid just kind of screams, "Mommy!" And I was like, oh shit,
That's what made me think it was the dad, because the way he's talking to him, it was quite fatherly. Like he wants to just, come and share this meal with the family.
Wow.
Or do you think he was taunting him?
Oh, he could be taunting him. But where's the family? Did the dad go? I've seen it so many times and I don't even remember. Did the dad go somewhere else?
Yeah, he said he's going to work, and the daughter and the boyfriend are going to his house, and the mom and the kid decide to go into their home. Which,
It's a tough one.
at that point, none of them had eaten for like 72 hours.
Yeah, that bothers
Like-
me too.
I got to go to
That's
work.
okay for the daughter though, because she doesn't
Yeah,
eat.
she's
That's
used to
really
it.
sad.
Right. She loves it.
Fasting for 2 days.
Oh my God.
That's a trend at the moment, isn't it? A fasting diet. People do it.
Yeah,
Don't they?
I'm friends with a bunch of, I work out a lot right now. And so I've been watching some of my friends on Facebook who work out and they do the intermittent fasting.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that.
And it's crazy how cut they get so
Mm.
fast. And in 6 weeks, they're not necessarily losing weight. I don't know how it's working, but they're definitely losing a lot of body fat. And these are people
Could be
that have worked.
water as well, water weight.
Mm.
Oh yeah, but if they're just getting super cut, so I'm just like, but I'm not that dedicated where I'm gonna fast.
Yeah.
I get too angry.
Yeah, I need my apples.
It feels like they're setting up this movie to like a to be continued, or perhaps
No, I didn't get that. I didn't get that at all. I got this was one of those weird ass Twilight Zone endings. Just like you think you beat the baddie at the end, but nope, you're still in it. Ha ha.
yeah, you're right. You can't wake up from the nightmare.
Yeah, I think that's
Yeah.
what they were setting up. It's just like you think you won, but you didn't. Ha ha.
But Claudio Fragasso has talked about making a part 2, and he wants to call it Troll 2 Part 2.
Yes.
Troll 2 Electric Boogaloo. Oh no,
Yes.
no. It'll be Troll 2 Vegetarian Boogaloo.
Oh.
Veggie Boogaloo.
Veggie Boogaloo. Yeah.
Instead of boogaloo, they should call it boojaboo. I don't know
Girl.
why.
Girl.
If you wanted like a nicer ending, let's say in an alternate universe,
I don't want that.
the goblins turn nice. They could have done the labyrinth thing where like Joshua looks in the mirror and they're all dancing in the mirror.
You just want to watch the labyrinth.
Oh yeah, well, I always want
Everybody
that.
wants to
Great
watch
movie.
that.
That would have been cute though, wouldn't it? But also a total rip-off.
Well, speaking of sequels, though, much like this has nothing to do with the first movie, Troll, there are 2 movies called Troll 3. 2 different ones. Yeah.
Are they related at all?
Probably
Not related at all and have nothing to do with this. But they did the same trick they did with this one. They're like, I don't know, just put Troll 3 on it. It'll be fine. People will watch it.
Awesome.
Yeah, because this was such a hit.
One of them does have a connection. I can't remember. It's the German one. One of them's a German Troll 3. And there's an actor from this in it,
Wow.
but I can't remember all the details. You're going to have to look it up.
Okay,
yeah.
so The Crawlers, also known as Troll 3,
That's one of them, yeah.
and Quest for the Mighty Sword.
Oh,
And
I think that's the German one.
Okay, that one, they actually use the
Some
same
set-
goblin suit.
And some sets, right?
Oh, okay.
Or something. They used something similar in that one, I thought.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's the same goblin mask I read too.
Ugh. Well,
But
sure.
that's it.
Pretty good one.
Yeah.
Gotta get your money.
I need
Well-
to see it.
Yeah, I mean, you'd be a completist. And in fact, have you seen this Troll? The
Yeah.
one-
Yeah.
Yes, a long time ago I saw it. Remember, I was one of those kids that was a latchkey kid, and I had friends, and they just loved watching shitty movies from on VHS, and so that was one of the movies that we watched. So it was it was Ghoulies, it was Troll, it was Troll 2, it was House, it was House 2, it was that one. It was the one that took place in the hotel and with the weird looking creatures. We watched a lot of those weird critters type movies when I was younger. It was just like, we got to do it. Like, they're weird
Hell
little
yeah.
alien monsters.
The bug hunt genre.
It was the unseen kind of horror, or like the small little horror that you would see. Like there was a genre of movies where it was like fantasy creatures, but it was like dark fantasy weirdness.
Mm.
And I think Troll, I think it might have been the first Troll movie was the one that took place in the in the apartment complex. I think that might have been the first one, and then. But it was like this genre of just like whether it was dark fantasy or aliens or something. It was always these small little creatures that could hide, and you didn't know where it was, and like terror was right around the corner.
I think that is the one because we've seen it for a long. See, we watched this first, and then we bought this on DVD. There was no Blu-ray at the time, at least. We bought it on DVD, and the only way you could buy it here was in a double pack with the first one. So we're like, well, we might as well watch that as well.
Yes. No, it was Troll. Yeah, I just looked it up. It was the first Troll movie, and I love the synopsis, and we might have to watch this one too. Came out in 1986. This is from the actual thing. A wicked troll king in search of a magic ring that will transform him to human invades a San Francisco apartment complex where a powerful witch lives.
Oh, it takes place in SF.
Yeah, we might have to watch this one.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Oh my god. And the main so Michael Moriarty's in it, and if you don't know who that is, he was in like It's Alive and a whole bunch of I think It's Alive 2, and he was in like this was an actual real ass movie that they made.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, and and the kid Atreyu from A Neverending Story is in it. He plays the kid.
Amazing.
And his name is Harry Potter.
No.
Yes. The kid's name in the movie is Harry Potter, and he's
goodness.
Junior. The dad's name is
that's right.
Harry. The dad's name is Harry Potter Senior. Oh yeah, we're fucking watching this.
Yeah.
You
So the
Yeah.
Harry Potter thing would work for that film.
Yeah. Yeah.
Saying, he's responsible, but that guy taking credit for the first movie makes no sense.
No, but he thinks that this movie, Troll 2,
Ties
he
to
sees
that.
it as this is him laying the groundwork for children's sort of dark fantasy.
My Jesus.
He thinks he started a movement.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, but anyway, yeah. So Troll, the first one, looks cool because the troll kind of looks like what is it, Gimli from Labyrinth. So it's kind of crazy.
Gimli's Lord of the Rings.
Yeah,
No,
which is the
Gimli.
Labyrinth one?
Sorry.
Is it?
It starts with a G though, doesn't it?
Yeah. I
Which,
can't
which
remember.
character do you mean?
Oh, the guy who was working for the troll or
The little guy. What's his
Yeah.
name?
he was working for Jareth.
I can't remember the name, even though I do love the Labyrinth.
So the guest
Is it
star
Hoggle?
Hoggle, yeah.
That's
Hoggle,
it.
yeah,
That's
Hoggle.
it.
Who was just a little quick? Who was an actual little girl in that costume?
That's brilliant.
Ah,
So that scene where he's pissing in the water, little girl, everybody, little girl.
Oh, my
So real quick, and I know we're talking about Troll 1, but I love this. So they have special guest stars who play tenants in the movie. One of those is Julia Louise-Dreyfus.
yeah.
One of it is Sonny Bono.
What?
Yep.
Oh my god.
And
Wow.
June Lockhart.
Oh, God.
Weird ass movie.
And you already own it.
Yay.
Yay. Jonfen, tell us a little bit about your podcasts.
Well, I mean,
Whoa.
you've heard there about Bat Minute, which is a podcast where we analyze the Batman movies 1 minute at a time, which is a stupid thing to do, and we're idiots, but we do it anyway.
I love it.
So, yeah, come and check that out. And I also now, independent of my co-host Niall, have a podcast, Hedwig, Inch by Angry Inch, where I discuss the movie Hedwig and the Angry Inch,
Awesome.
chapter by chapter. So it's Blu-ray chapter off the new Criterion edition, just to complicate things further. 'cause it's
And does
different
each
to do-
chapter have a song? Is that how it works?
No, I was contemplating doing it song by song, but that wasn't enough episodes. So I went for the middle ground of it's chapter by chapter. So the next one, as of recording, that I'm going to release is literally just 2 minutes long. There's no song.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
But the most recent one that has come out has Odessa on it.
Oh, great.
Yay.
Yeah.
Yay.
And we're
went-
talking to La Ganja Estranja.
From Drag Race.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, God.
I was able to go and see John Cameron Mitchell actually do the
Oh,
performance,
that's amazing.
and it was so good. Like he came out and did it all and jumped around and was very punk rock. It was very cool.
I'm so jealous. In fact, I mean, Odessa's been on, but you two, I'm going to invite you on at some point as well.
Oh, sure.
Yay.
I want to do Bat Minute. Like, 'cause seriously, I know we don't like Jim Carrey, but his Riddler, for some reason, I don't know what it was. I saw that in the theater like twice, and then for some reason, I went super crazy with the Batman and Robin one. and I saw that
Oh.
shit like 4 or 5 times in the theater, and it made so much money.
Yeah.
Well, one of the things was I was working at a group home, and so I would take the kids to see it. So that was one thing, but I ended up seeing it by myself or with some friends, like at least two times, at least two. So I don't know what it was about that movie, but I just
That's perfect that you like Batman and Robin, though, or maybe not like it, but you've seen it a lot.
oh yeah,
Because me and Niall, we're behind the scenes talk, we were discussing inviting you on, and we were like, where can we fit you in? And it
Oh.
was getting really difficult with the schedule, but we were like, well, we can at least invite him on next season. So that's great.
yeah. And I think it's great that you actually have you're literally out on the third movie, which is fantastic. Because
Yeah.
because I'm thinking people would kind of lose interest after the Burton ones, but I'm glad that you guys are like still hanging on and doing it.
We got to stick to it, and we've got ideas to keep it going afterwards, because we can't do the Nolan ones because we let someone else do that a couple of years ago. Yeah, so but we're going to do them. We're going to cover them in some form, but not minute by minute. But we've got other things in the fire.
That's awesome.
Oh, exciting. Where can people find out more about your podcast?
They are. You can search for us on Facebook. I mean, if you just type in Bat Minute and Hedwig Inch by Angry Inch, they'll come up. We're on everything: Twitter, Instagram. There's Tumblrs that I never fucking use because it's a dead carcass of a website.
Yep.
But
Yeah.
it gets uploaded there. Now there's no porn. Nobody wants to go on Tumblr.
Nope.
So, yeah.
Sorry.
And there's also websites. There's thebatminute.com because some bastard got batminute.com.
Wow.
I know he tried to sell me it, and I was like, no.
What an asshole.
Yeah.
You never told me that one.
Yeah. And there is hedwigpodcast.com because hedwiginchbyangryin.com was too much of a mouthful. And if you want even more of me because you're a sadistic, sick freak, then I have Patreon content as well. At the minute, it's just Bat Minute related things, but there's also going to be Hedwig related things coming as well, all included for the one sort of fee. And I just wanted to say thank you for inviting me on this because I love this movie so much. I'm a huge fan. I genuinely get so much pleasure out of watching this. I could watch it again right now. We watched it yesterday.
You'll be on your own with that one.
No, I just want to spread the love of Troll 2. I want everybody to go and watch it if they haven't seen it.
Love it. You're on your own.
Please talk to me about it.
So I'm off out tonight.
Hey, you're talking to somebody who once watched Phantom Menace 3 times in a day.
Actually, I'm not off out. I can't go anywhere.
No, you're not allowed out.
Don't put that on. I'm going home.
I once watched Planet Terror 3 times in a day as well. I love that.
You're an animal.
You really are.
I watched Hedwig every day for a month.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Yeah. But you're doing a show on it. And
No, I did that.
very well
I did that when I was a teenager.
Oh. And Lal, tell us a
Yeah.
little bit about where we can find you and what you'll be doing there.
Well, I've got a little fashion blog on Instagram called Kamikaze Rainbow. I've just started doing a little bit more with it. It's not a professional thing really. It's just more fun for me. But, feel free to give me a follow on there. It focuses on sort of, slow fashion, my personal sort of fashion and things like that. And people that I know who I think have interest in style. And I'm trying to get a bit more into my photography and things too. So, yeah, it's just a way for me to be a bit more creative while we're stuck inside.
And you also have a .com now because I paid for it.
And the .com, yeah.
Love it.
Aw.
Is it just kamikazerainbow.com?
Yeah.
The
Yeah,
best.
you are starting to use it more and more, aren't you? So that's good.
Yeah, it's good to it's good to have a hobby. It's good to try and be a bit more creative with things, I think.
Mhm.
And you're excellent at talking about bad movies. So
Yeah. Yeah, we're definitely going to have you guys on again.
yeah, we love you.
Maybe
We
for
love
the
you.
Love you.
maybe for the first
Thank
Troll
you.
movie.
I love
Oh,
you guys
yeah.
so much. I wish I
Oh.
could walk over and breathe my pestilence all over you.
Oh, you would
As
be
do we.
honoured.
I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but I'll take it.
Yeah, I hope we made you feel at home because you know what that means? Hospitality. And you can't piss on
Yeah.
hospitality. I won't allow it.
I gotta do it. I gotta do it.
Stop touching your belt. It's creepy.
What are you
That's
going
what
to do to me, Daddy?
I often say it to myself, when I'm trying to piss, but I'm getting older now. You've got to force it sometimes. Like,
Oh,
I've got to
God.
do it. I've got to push.
I think
So
you
many
need to go
good
to a
lines.
doctor.
Wow. And now we're all talking about your problems peeing, so that's good.
It's gone full
Kidney
circle.
problem.
Yeah.
Started with
Yeah.
number 2, ended with number 1.
All right. And listeners at home, if you'd like to know more about Speakeasily versus the 80s or Speakeasily Hour Minute podcast, check us out on speakeasily.tv, or you can go on Facebook and type in Speak Easily, and you'll probably find our page. But there's also a special people's group that you can belong to that's ever growing and ever getting weirder. The Speak Easily Hour Minute group. And you can belong to the special people's group. And I don't know, maybe I'll make cards, membership cards.
Oh my
pins
God.
or something.
Oh, I want one.
Yeah. Actually, I have been thinking about merch, the merchandising. And I think we should have a shirt that says, "Don't you know who I think I am?"
There you go.
You should make. Do you know what you should make as merch? Tarot cards
Wow.
Of the films.
of like all the weird memes and stuff that you post,
Oh.
like
Yeah.
bidets and pictures of yourselves as various, I don't know, various sort of like things from the tarot.
The three of the
Twist
days.
Yeah.
Scary.
The hermit is very applicable right now.
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's all of us. And
Yeah.
while we're
Like-
not looking at each other right now on the Skype screen.
Oh, all of us except for me. I've got to still go to fucking work in a hospital.
And we really appreciate
be-
all your work.
Yeah,
We really do.
appreciate it.
That's not
And
being
you could be pretty
shitty.
for all of
Thank
us.
you. Thank you.
Like, I didn't realize you did that, and that is amazing. Like, bless your heart, dear. Because
Oh, thank you.
Do you wear a body condom to work?
Oh, no, they don't give a shit. We didn't even have any sanitizing hand gel for like 2 weeks. We ran out.
Oh, what?
Yikes.
Every time John leaves the house, I'm like, you must wear a mask, and they refuse to. So
I'm not wearing a mask.
it's yeah.
Most of them don't do shit.
No, that's not.
They just keep you from spreading it to other people. Probably if you're just like if you're one of those spit talkers.
Like Britta from Drag Race.
You're obsessed with that. Like, that's not like last week.
Well, she does spit talk.
I love
She
it.
does it in slow motion.
Wow. Yeah, this is a terrible time for spit talkers.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
And spit and close talkers. Sorry, guys. You gotta back the fuck up.
I
Sorry.
did see a really funny sign actually that was one of my friends had posted it, and it was a woman, and she had like the mask on, and on the back of her coat she'd put a sign that said, "Back the fuck up, or I will pepper spray the shit out of you."
Oh, God.
Yes.
No, and there was another one I saw. I think it was on a mask, and it said, "If you could read this, back the fuck up because you're too close."
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, you know what to
Yeah.
do. Get the fuck out."
Get
Yeah.
out.
Yeah.
Thanks again for being on our show. And thank you, audience, because you've certainly been an audience.
Yes.
Thank you. Good night. Bill Bob.
Bye, Bill Bob.